Today is Leap Day, and I want to wish everyone a happy Leap Day around the world. I took a little time to talk about Leap Day because Leap Day is very important to those of us that are in God's end time work, and it proves the Sabbath day, and I want to explain why. Many of the arguments that I get from a lot of well-meaning Christians when they say they won't keep the seventh-day Sabbath, it's because, well, how do we know that Saturday is still the seventh day? Hasn't calendars changed over time? Haven't we added days and taken days away? And haven't we reconstructed the calendar? And that is a great question. If that question does not have an answer, then it completely nullifies our teaching that we must keep the seventh day of the week holy. So what I want to do is prove to you today, in about 3 minutes, why Leap Day is so important in understanding how to dissipate this whole argument. Leap Day is a day that we add to our calendar every 4 years. Why do we do that? Very simple. Because our calendar is not as perfect as Yahweh's calendar. Our God keeps time by the sun and the moon, the planetary systems, and it never fails. His time is perfect. Our time, our calendars are imperfect. But there's one thing that has never changed since the beginning of creation: the 7-day weekly cycle. Nobody knows where it came from, yet every culture in all of history has kept it. Nobody can tell you when it was created if you don't go back to the Bible. It's as age-old as marriage is. Nobody knows where marriage was created, but we do, those that are in God's work. The Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week, has never changed, and Leap Day will help you understand that. All right, so yesterday was February the 28th. That was a Sunday. Now today, we added a day to our calendar to try to correct an error that has been in all of the calendars. You see, our calendars cannot keep up with the planetary systems because what happens is, at the end of our year, there's still a few moments, a few minutes, basically a quarter of an hour, that we don't account for. So what happened in the days of Yeshua, they were under a calendar known as the Julian calendar. It governed the whole world. It was Julius Caesar's calendar. When Yeshua was alive, Jesus Christ, they kept the seventh day of the week on Saturday under the Julian calendar. Well, after about 1,500 years, that calendar was imperfect because there was about 10 days that had accumulated over those 1,500 years that was not accounted for, and therefore time was out of sync with the planets. So in 1582, Pope Gregory made a decision to add those 10 days back to the calendar to correct time. So surely that messed up the 7-day week cycle. Surely we cannot be adamant that Saturday is still the seventh day. We don't know. Actually, we do. In 1582, on a Thursday, on the 4th of October, in 1582, on the 4th of October, Pope Gregory made the decision to add these 10 days and create a new calendar called the Gregorian calendar. That's the calendar that you and I now live under. So don't think there's been all kind of changes to time. There hasn't. Yeshua lived under the Julian calendar. He kept Sabbath under the Julian calendar. We keep Sabbath under the Gregorian calendar. So on Thursday of October 1582, they took 10 days and added it to the calendar. The next day would have been Friday, and it should have been the 5th of October on that Friday, but that was not the case. What it was October the 14th, the next day. They added 10 days to the next day and went from October the 4th to October the 14th in 1582. But guess what? They didn't count or change the days. They didn't go from Thursday and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and make the next day Sunday. the 14th. No, no, no. If you'll look at the calendar, the next day was Friday, October the 14th. Even though time changed, the weekly schedule did not change. Today, in my culture and in your culture, time changed. There was a whole day added to our calendar. But did the day of the week change? No, yesterday was Sunday. Today is Monday. There's only been one change in our calendar since Yeshua's time. He kept Sabbath on the exact same Saturday that you and I are keeping it on. Israel kept Sabbath under the same calendar. Even though 10 days were added, the next day was still the next day. So you can be assured that leap day proves to you that no matter how much times or how many dates you add to a calendar, the weekly cycle never changes. Happy leap day around the world, and may you be blessed.